Welcome to Charles Travels, the show where we explore the world and all its wonders. As we travel through the world of music, we often come across artists who have been on an incredible journey. With a career spanning over 2 decades, Brandon has seen it all, from sold-out tours to chart-topping hits. In a recent interview, Brandon opened up about his latest solo project, Thrasher, which takes him back to his country roots. He recorded 23 songs in just 3 weeks in Nashville, with only 10 making the cut for the album. The other 13 are being mixed for a separate album, maybe next year. But what is interesting is that Brandon's solo work doesn't mean the end of the Killers. Although he admits that he doesn't know what the future holds for the band, they're still together and planning to make another record. As someone who has studied music history, Brandon knows that longevity requires evolution, and this new batch of country songs could even signpost the Killers' next incarnation. As we delve deeper into Brandon's story, we find a curious sadness to his predicament. Falling in love with music is a radically different proposition to making it your career. Like many middle-aged rock bands, the Killers feel beholden to their earliest hits. Despite being grateful for those songs, Brandon can no longer enjoy watching other people in concert because it's where he goes to work. However, he is not despondent. He's looking forward to touring Thrasher and playing new material. And who knows, maybe one day he'll regain his love for live music, especially if Oasis reunites. As Brandon says, "You know what? I was kicking against the Oasis reunion, but now I have a son who is 15 who has fallen in love with Oasis. But with a passion for music and a willingness to evolve, they can continue to create and inspire us." We'll be right back with more fascinating travel adventures on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels. It appears that Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, has purchased Strancally Castle in Ireland's County Waterford. This Gothic revival-style house and its 440-acre estate on the banks of the River Blackwater are said to have cost between €20 million to €30 million. But what caught my attention wasn't just the price tag or the grandeur of the castle, but rather the history behind it. According to the Irish Times, Strancally Castle was built in 1830 and designed by the Payne brothers on a lavish scale. It's said that it took a brisk walk of 4.5 minutes to reach the front door from the kitchen. I can only imagine the opulence and grandeur that lies within those walls. But as with many great estates, there's often a story of intrigue and controversy lurking in the shadows. It seems that Zuckerberg's purchase of the castle has raised some eyebrows among the locals. His reputation as a, shall we say, assertive neighbor precedes him. There have been reports of his past endeavors to acquire land and properties, often to the dismay of those around him. From suing native Hawaiian families with ancestral land access rights to building a Batcave-esque basement complex in Palo Alto, Zuckerberg's actions have sparked outrage and concern among residents. As I ponder this tale, I'm reminded of the complexities of wealth and power. On one hand, it's fascinating to see how the rich and famous live and invest in their passions. On the other hand, it's disconcerting to think about the impact that their actions can have on those around them. As we explore the world and all its wonders, it's essential to consider the stories behind the headlines and the people affected by the decisions of the powerful. As we continue our journey on Charles Travels, I invite you to reflect on the intersection of wealth, power, and community. How do we balance individual ambition with collective well-being? What responsibilities come with great privilege, and how can we ensure that those in positions of power prioritize the greater good? Welcome back to Charles Travels. As we conclude our journey today, I want to take you to the southern Andes in Peru, where a magnitude 6.7 earthquake has shaken the region, according to the USGS. This powerful quake is a reminder of the natural beauty and fury that exists in our world. But as we explore the headlines, another story caught my attention: the tragic loss of American mountain climber Mallory Geis, who died in an avalanche on Broad Peak in Pakistan. As I reflect on Mallory's story, I'm struck by her courage and determination to pursue her passion for climbing. At just 39 years old, she had already announced that she was taking a giant leap of faith into the unknown to see where life would take her. Her family remembered her as a bright light who was loved deeply by her family and friends. It's a poignant reminder that life is precious, and we must cherish every moment. As we travel through the stories of others, we're reminded that there's always more to explore, more to discover, and more to learn. Whether it's the rugged beauty of the Andes or the towering peaks of Pakistan, our world is full of wonders waiting to be uncovered. So let's take a moment to appreciate the bravery of climbers like Mallory Geis, who push the limits of human endurance and inspire us to reach new heights. That's all for today's Charles Travels. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep on traveling.